Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today on this beautiful, it's been a lovely sunny day. So I wanted to talk about fourth and fifth dimensional living and what that would look like and how can we go about it, what is it that we are ascending to. So these are the little 12 program steps or what was given. So number one, cannot be bribed. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So when you are in fourth and fifth level of consciousness, it's not about the money. It never is. It never has been about the money. It's about your own personal ethics and your own inner authority. So number one, cannot be bribed. So if you are already hooked in, anchored in, locked into fourth and fifth dimensional living, you simply cannot be bribed. If you are open to bribes, then potentially you are still third, even second kind of like dimensional. And again, there's no judgments here, there's no judgments around it. All of us are on different paths and we will not all ascend at the same time, so it's really to honor everyone's journeys and everyone's path and everyone's timelines. Into some people will take longer than others, and you know what, sometimes journeys are meant to be savoured because we may learn more along the way. So it's to honour where any of us are at right now. So it's not to say any of this is better or worse, so pass no judgment on it. Number two is courage. So courage is to hold your inner authority. Your inner authority is your self-guidance centre, your inner guidance, which there is no veil now, so it's not swanning around in the universe anywhere. It literally is within you. So it should be more easier to access. At one point we used to have to meditate to access our inner self, or our inner authority, which used to be the higher self. It's now the inner self, so there's no veil now, so it's within all of us. So we are switching from ego to inner authority. So the ego will sound like, the ego will keep you stood still. So it will keep you out of courage. It will keep you within fear. So the fear will just keep you stood still. So we are in the time of change, the great shift. So it means to keep walking forward, to keep taking those little steps. And we will need courage for the changes. We will need courage to put down everything that we once knew and have once learned into picking up new things. So courage, it will take courage to do that. So be brave, be brave. Number three, to do or to be silent. So we are not doings, we are beings. So no matter where you are or what you are in, it's not about doing, it's about knowing where you are, feeling where you are. It's about being where you are and judging none of it wherever you are. So it's about, sometimes it's about being uncomfortable. So when we are in uncomfortableness, we are actually learning valuable, beautiful lessons, and it's being okay with being uncomfortable, because you know there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. And in those moments of discomfort and being uncomfortable, sometimes it's learning to be silent, to be quiet, to learn when to not talk and to learn when to listen. To know when to fight and to when to not fight, to choosing your battles wisely, and your inner authority will help you do that. So to do or to be silent. Number four, to not judge. As I said earlier, we're all on different paths. Some paths are lit, some paths are not. We are all explorers, just exploring. So who's to say which path is right or wrong? Who's to say that? So if you are saying this path is right or wrong, then you're in holding judgment of others. But it's also as well to not be in judgment of yourself too harshly as well, that you will be on times where you will be on a lit path and an unlit path also. It's just exploration, it's just journeys, so don't judge where you are. So to not judge. So to not judge ourselves is to not judge others. So whatever energy you put out there, where you're starting with your inner authority, is going to be something that you're going to put out and it comes right back to you. So it's really being aware of what your inner authority is feeling and thinking, and holding as much peace as you can, even in adversity. It's not always possible, and that's fine. But your inner well-being or your inner state has a reflection on your outer state. So as within is without, as above is below. So it all begins with you, all starts with you. So number 5 is state of consciousness. So it's aware of what state of consciousness you are in. And it's passing, again, no judgments between 3rd, 4th and 5th, which is where we're at the moment, vibrating between all 3. Eventually we will all be locked into 4th and 5th. Eventually, that's all part of the ascension. This is where we are all traveling to, where we are all going. So it's being aware of the programs you are sitting in, the fear programs, the control programs, being where you are, and also thinking where you would like to be. So it's evaluating what state of consciousness you are in right now. So it's to see it, what state of consciousness that you are in, and to choose where you want to be it, to choose where you want to be. So we are all creators. Creator and man are one. We are all one. Missing part of the Bible, apparently. So my guides tell me. Creator and man are all one. The creator is within us. We are made within the creator's image. We are all creator beings. So we create what consciousness we want to be in. We choose, we have choices in every given second and moment. It's a state of consciousness. Number 6 is imagination. So in 3rd dimensionality, we really value education. And we value people that know long words or lots of words, or we value education, or if somebody has got degrees or PhDs or knows a lot of stuff. The only problem with that is education can become outdated. Imagination, or thinking not what is but what could be, is timeless. Your imagination is timeless. It's always in the real time. So your imagination is also connected to your inner authority as well. So education versus imagination. Wisdom, your inner authority, inner education, using the internet rather than the internet. It's not outdated. It can never be outdated. Education can become outdated. Number 7. Conscious of being healthy and conscious of well-being. So this comes under the word sovereignty. So sovereignty is an inner knowing that no matter what toxins are in your environment, no matter what you eat, no matter what you do, you have an inner authority that says, I am a sovereign being, I am a creator being, and my creator being is saying, I'm okay. Regardless what is going on in my outer authority, the environment, I'm sovereign. I can walk and I can be okay with whatever comes. I am sovereign. I am a being of love. Everything is made from love. So I fill the gaps in. I create love to be okay and to be whole. So sovereignty. And it's complete indifference to any external, what we would deem as harmful factors, or anything that is deemed as harmful. If you have an inner understanding of your sovereignty, it's kind of like, so what? I'm indifferent. And being indifferent is not in denial of anything either. So this will come about potentially with people who are trusting their inner authority for well-being, and they're not putting any focus into external authorities for their well-being. So that is a sign that someone really has an inner knowing of their authority, of their inner authority, and they're sovereignty. Number 8, every desire is a gift of the Creator. Okay, so if you think about it, oh, I would really like this, or I really like that, and then we go, oh, do you know what, but I don't deserve that. Or you're somewhere in your inner self will have the belief of, I've not worked hard enough for it, or I don't deserve it, or so it's really understanding that no matter what you get, what you wish for is a gift from the Creator, a gift from yourself to yourself. So gifts are already there on one timeline. They're already there on a timeline just waiting for you. The only thing that is standing between you and what you want to create in your reality is your belief system of, do I deserve it? So you've seen me with the pendulums in Test For It. Really test your subconsciousness and say, do I feel I deserve X, Y, Z? It would be really interesting what the pendulum or your kinesiology actually say. So that is one way of really getting into your subconscious thoughts. You can test it yourself. So don't take my word for it. Trust your inner authority. Test it yourself. There's some of my past videos where you can learn how to use a pendulum or the kinesiology, and you can test what your subconscious beliefs really are. So we don't want anyone to be kept away from what they're wishing on a future timeline. It's there waiting for you. It really is. Be grateful for things that haven't happened yet. Like if you wish for it, be grateful for it already. Because at some point, if you are grateful for it and you hold the belief that you are worthy of receiving it, then you will receive it on a future path. You just have to be a little bit patient on this one. So it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, just be patient. And when it's time, when you're good and ready for it, and the universe knows you're good and ready for it, it will be delivered. So say thank you for it already. Number 9 is discernment. So this is to be never misled by appearances. So this is clairvoyance, and this isn't anything to do with mediumship or spirituality or anything like that. It's the clear vision. So it's feeling it. You know, you can, I sometimes watch the news or videos with the sound turned down, and I'll just read people's body languages or the energy that is coming from the individual, and then I'll kind of like put the volume on and listen to the words and see if they match. Really wicked trick to do. It's kind of really interesting game to play. So it's really trusting your inner authority and discernment as to what is right for you. So there are 7.5 billion people on this planet right now. So there are 7.5 billion truths, and truths come from your belief systems, your education. So what may be somebody's truth may not resonate with somebody else's truth. So it's really honing in on what your individual truth is, and this will have come from your past experiences, your past teachings, your past learnings. Your truth is your truth, and every single truth, 7.5 billion of them, should be respected in their own right, but not forced on another individual. So discernment, it's discernment. Number 10 is thankfulness, grace. So be thankful for things that you will receive in the future. Be thankful for things that you already have, and be thankful for difficulties that you've overcome as well. So, you know, you may find people that go, can't find anything to be thankful for, and it's kind of like, seriously, there's got to be something. Literally for waking up in the morning, for planting your feet on the floor, for an amazing family, for a job that you love, for even the nice chocolate chip cookie that you're going to have with a cup of tea. There's literally going to be something that you're going to find to be grateful for. So thankfulness. Number 11 is positivity. stay positive. If your radar is veering towards negativity, you'll feel it in your gut. Your digestive system will be out and you'll just feel it. So your digestive system is a beautiful navigation tool to say when you're verging on the air of negativity. So everything in the universe is made in neutrality. Whether it's positive or negative is the spin that we create upon the situation. So everything is neutral. So when we are positive as well, it means that we can stay in abundance as well. So, you know, thinking, oh, I've always never got any money, or, you know, I don't deserve love or romance or things like that. That's if you are always in the energy of lack, you're always going to be in the energy of lack. So it's being aware of that and change it, and trying to change your outlook into more positive outlook. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to be in a bubble with unicorns and because at some point the positivity bubble will pop, and you'll come back to earth with a bang. So it is kind of like literally being neutral but on the air of positivity and abundance, that I am always abundant. You could have £1 in your purse and that is it. And it depends how you see it. You know, you could see it as, I've only got £1 in my purse, you know, I've got no money, what am I going to do? Or you can literally see, I have £1 in my purse, I still have £1 in my purse, I still have something. So when you are in the energy of abundance, other things will flow. They can flow easily and manifest easily. When we're in the lack, it's going to be blocked. Positivity as well is basically in the energy of incapable of hearing anything but good news. So sometimes I have friends that get really annoyed with me sometimes, bless them, because I can always see a silver lining in everything. Death to me is benevolent. Wherever there is death, there is the spark of life. And not everyone holds that train of thought, and wherever you are holding your train of thought is absolutely fine. It's okay. But in everything there is always something good in it. If you just got to look far enough, like looking for love, you know, you can always find it. You just got to look hard enough and long enough and you'll find it. Number 12 is surrender. Surrender and detach. So it's letting go. And it's also having a look at ourselves as well. Having a look at ourselves and having a look and taking emotions out of it and giving ourselves the eagle-eye view. So we look over ourselves with the eagle-eye perspective, and when you do that and take judgment out of it, then you can see yourself in a different way. So you can see all of your shadows, all of your edges. You can see yourself as to when sometimes you may walk in fear. You can see yourself as to where you still may walk in anger or bitterness towards other people, even in control mechanisms. And sometimes that is really, really hard to look at yourself in your entirety. And see your behaviours and your thoughts and emotions, because what we tend to do if we are looking through ourselves in a third dimensional lens is we'll judge it. Oh, you're in fear, you shouldn't be. Oh, you've been angry with that person. You know, anger brings change. Nothing wrong with anger. Fear brings courage. So we are creative beings, so sometimes we create chaos to create peace. Sometimes we create doing things wrong in order to learn things right, even though there isn't right or wrong, it's just an analogy. We will create anger to create forgiveness. we've created the dark within ourselves to see the light. You've got to have a dark sky at night to see the stars shine. So in every single one of us, there is dark and light. Not one of us is completely pure and light. Not one of us is completely bad either. So when we see it that way, we take good or bad out of it, because we are all of it. We are all yin and yang. We are all black and white. We are all of it. So it's to see ourselves in that entirety with an eagle-eye perspective, without judgment. Once we can see all of that and our behaviours and potentially what we do and how we interact with other people, and it's almost as well, you know, we can say, oh, you know, so-and-so is being really controlling towards me and I can't stand it. And it may be that you're the one that they're holding a beautiful mirror up to you. So each and every other person, and this is why I keep saying that, no other person can harm you. Each person is a mirror as to what is going on in our inner world. So if we deem as, say, Aunt Mavis is being really controlling with me, it may be that we may be the one that is being controlling. Very hard to look at ourselves as controlling, but we may be inadvertently, and we may be so unconscious of it. But another individual makes us conscious of our own behaviours. So, you know, we may see people, oh, they're in a fear state. There may be some left in you that you may be seeing a little bit of fear in yourself. That's how you can see it in another individual. You know, Uncle Bob's so angry. There may be a little bit residing in you, a little bit. So look at the next person amongst us. They become our teachers. They become our beautiful mirror to our inner soul and self. So look at how you feel about that other person and just think, is there a possibility that I could be subconsciously feeling that myself? One way of testing it as well, to really be conscious of what is going on in your subconscious, is use a pendulum, use a kinesiology. Am I feeling subconscious anger? Am I feeling subconscious fear? Am I feeling subconscious sadness, which is about the chest and feeling restricted? So obviously that's going to be linked to conditions as well. So if you've got some chest conditions, then it could be that there may be a little bit of repressed sadness, or you've suffered some grief that still may be there. Being aware of it and conscious of any of these repressed emotions, once we become aware of them, it surrenders them, it releases them. So this is why the surrender is really, really important, because it helps you release and surrender and come into more alignment with yourself. And order, if you are in more alignment with yourself, you are going to be in more alignment with others in your relationships and with other people. So this is a little bit of insight into fourth and fifth dimensional living. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any questions, please ask away, or on YouTube or on Facebook, or please ask away. Also as well, I'm going to be starting a Patreon site, so I'll be doing live question and answers on there as well, so look out for that one. Please like and subscribe this video on YouTube, because it helps circulate it. Awareness is always really helpful into easing suffering and knowing where you are and knowing where you're at. So I hope this has helped, and take care, enjoy life, and hopefully we shall gather soon. Also, I'll be talking about another body part in another video as well. So take care everyone, stay well, stay safe, and stay awake, stay conscious, stay living, stay being, not doing. Take care, love you all, bye.